Alright, so in this video I'm going to be demonstrating how to get Unreal Engine and Iclone working together through the Unreal Live Link plugin. And this is a plugin that you get from Reallusion as a result of the mega grants. I guess Epic Games made a deal with Unreal to make this plugin available to indie developers for free. So you'll have to ask for access to this, but most likely you will be accepted into the program that allows you to use this thing for free. So installing it is a cinch. You do that through the Reallusion Hub. And if you have access to the plugin, then you can just grab it from here, click the install option, and give it a few seconds and it'll get installed. After the plugin is installed, if you go to the the plugins area, you'll see an option there labeled Unreal Live Link. And in particular, there's two links here to two different folders. This is the link to the plugin folder. This is basically a folder that contains the various plugins depending on the different engines that are available to work with. There's a 4.26, 4.27, and version 5, which is the latest one. This is basically where you grab the plugin for a manual installation. So the other option is the Find Character Creator and Iclone Auto Setup folder. If you don't have this installed, this is a separate install, but it'll give you a link to the website where you can download it, run the installation, and it basically creates a folder with all these things again. And again, it's basically based on the different versions that you have. And you have a plugin as well as a content folder with like some shaders and stuff. And these are the shaders that are responsible for making the different textures and stuff for the character creator characters to work inside of Unreal Engine. And some of those are kind of buggy still. They haven't been fixed, but there's some workarounds for that, and I'll make a separate video for that. But for now, let's get working on the installation. So you've already installed the plugin, you already have access to it here, and you know where all the stuff is located. So what we need to do is we need to launch the Unreal Engine. I'm going to create a version 5 project, and I'm just going to click there, launch, and it's going to launch in a separate little panel. It's probably going to close that. There you go. So now we just got to wait. Alright, so this is basically the Unreal Engine 5 screen. Let's go ahead and create a new project. I'm just going to go into here and I'm click a blank stage. I'm going to call this Iclone Test. Let's select Create. And normally the first time you create a project, it does take a little while for the project to load initially, so you might have to wait a little bit depending on the different options that you chose. In our case right now, we selected a bare bones project, so it's not going to have that much stuff to load, so it really shouldn't take that long. Now as the program is loading up, you can see that it's also launching or trying to launch my VR headset, and since I don't have it enabled, I'm just going to ignore that. So let's see here and see right off the bat, project is out of date. Yeah, let's update it, why not? Okay, so we're done with that. So now what we do in here is simply leave it open for now, because basically we need to have a project set up to start with. So we're going to go ahead and just select Save All. And now that we have that, we just got to locate where our project is located. So I'm just going to grab this main level, right click, and Show in Explorer. So this gives me the direct link to my hard drive where this project is located. I'm going to get out of this directory and just move myself to the root directory of that, and I'm just going to leave that window open there because I'm going to be doing a little bit of work in this directory. So here's the hard part, which is actually not that hard at all. We're going to go to Iclone, and I'm going to minimize my windows like this just so you can have a better view of everything all at once. Let's see if we can pull that off. Alright, so at the top we have Iclone, then we have Unreal Engine at the bottom, and we have our project directory on the right hand side. So here we go back again to the plugins area, Unreal Live Link, find Live Link folder, which is going to go inside of this Unreal Engine 5 folder. See where it's, see this folder called plugins. Now sometimes you may already have a folder called plugins here for local plugins that you may have installed in your project. If this is a new project like the one that I've created, then that folder won't exist. So we're just going to grab this, right click and drag, copy it into this folder, and that's it. We're going to close this. We're going to go to plugins, Unreal Live Link, find character creator and Iclone Auto Setup folder, and here is this Unreal folder. We go in there. We're going to select our version of the engine that we're working with, and we're going to grab both of these files. Okay, a content file, notice that there's already one that exists here. This is simply going to overwrite what's in here. So in here we have a few things already, but in here we have another folder called CC Shaders, which doesn't exist, so we're not really overwriting anything. We're just going to be placing stuff directly where it needs to be. Again, with the plugins folder, here's our Auto Setup plugin. There's our current only one plugin that we have is our RL Live Link. So all I'm going to do is I am going to grab these two folders and just drop them directly into the root directory of my project. And I'm going to right click and copy. That way I'm not moving them, because I want to make sure I keep these in the original place, because as I develop more projects I want to be able to easily find those source plugins and the assets. So we're just going to select copy here, and that's it. So now when we go to Unreal Engine, if we give it a few seconds, it's probably going to nag us to let us know that it detected some new plugins available. Sometimes it takes a few seconds, sometimes it takes a couple minutes, but basically once it's installed, really all we have to do is turn this off, and we're going to relaunch that project again. We can do that from the engine launcher itself, or we could just double click this project file and it'll go directly into that. So as it restarts, it's also going to detect those plugins, and we're just going to go in there, verify that those plugins are enabled. Usually if you drag and drop plugins directly into the project folder, they are automatically enabled for you. So notice here, new plugins are available, project file is out of date, blah blah blah. Sure, let's update and let's check the plugins. So if we go to the plugins little panel here and type in the word Reallusion, and I probably misspelled it. Let's try Iclone. There we go. So we have the character creator and Iclone Auto Setup and Iclone Live Link, and they are already automatically enabled. So if for whatever reason they were not enabled, you can press those check boxes and restart your project again. But that's pretty much it. That's all there is to it. So now, how does it work? So in Iclone, we're going to open up a project. Let's see here, scene, content. Let's just find any project. Okay, we'll try this one here. Apparently I don't have it installed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab it. And whatever this is, it doesn't really matter. We just need it for the purpose of testing it, right? So she kind of looks like that girl from Game of Thrones, doesn't she? All right. I wonder who's the better actress. Oh, that's a bad joke. Okay, so we have a project in Iclone. So we go to Plugins, Unreal Live Link, and we'll go ahead and select the main Unreal Live Link option here. And I like to just put it as part of my main panels. But anyways, you got two options inside of the Unreal Live Link panel. You got transfer and link. So transfer is what's used. See right here, it gives you a list of everything that's inside of this scene. We have lights, we have two cameras, another prop called light sets, and Camilla. That sounds like that Game of Thrones chick, isn't it? I don't know. I don't remember. We're not gonna worry about transferring any of this yet, but I don't want to transfer all this stuff. So I only really want to work with the character. So I'm going to leave that checked just in case we accidentally press a button and start sending all this crap over to Unreal. So in the link section, we have the ability to activate the link. And again, if you have all this stuff already transferred in the project, then you can interactively click which one of these you will be controlling. So I'm going to turn all these because I don't want to be sending out unnecessary data when we're not using it. So I'm going to turn down, I'm just going to leave Camilla. I'm going to activate the link. Boom, we're streaming. All we're doing is streaming data live. So whatever this character is doing, which is nothing, is actually being streamed to through the server, like a local server that it built. In Unreal, you have a panel called Live Link, and this is available through your Windows, I believe. Let's see here. Virtual Production Live Link right there. So if it's not available as one of your panels yet, you're going to need to go into Window, Virtual Production, and click on Live Link, and this panel will pop up. This panel has a little button here called Source. We click on that, and we want an Iclone Live Link. And all it's going to do is start listening to our local IP address through this port number. Now, technically, we could be streaming from a different computer on the network or somewhere else. So if you have a very limited resources on your main Unreal machine, it might not be such a bad idea to stream your Iclone stuff from a separate machine. That way you leverage the CPU usage. Anyways, I don't care about any of that stuff right now. I'm just going to click OK, and it starts listening. And because we only have this one item enabled, Camilla, see, it's detecting it already. If I go here, if I start streaming this camera, notice that Unreal detects that it's streaming a camera as well. So how do you get this stuff into Unreal? We're going to go to the transfer section, and we're only going to bring in Camilla. Actually, you know what? Let's bring in the camera. I have no idea what any of that stuff is. So we're going to bring in the two cameras and the Camilla, and we'll just initiate the transfer. Boom. At this point, it might take a little while to perform that transfer. It packages everything, converts everything into FBX format, and the textures and all the crap that you would be doing manually. It's going to go through this whole process to get it into the right format. It's detecting the open project that you have, so it's automatically just going to drop it in there. So one of the things that I did not do is set an Iclone origin point. So this create live link origin, basically when we put this into Unreal, it'll create a little origin point in the center. And I wonder if I could just do that right now while that stuff is going on. Yeah, no big deal. It just dropped it there. So basically that point indicates the center of the oh, I can't use that right now because it's doing its thing, but that indicates the center of the iClone project. So if your character is in the center of your iClone, but you want that to correlate to, you know, a room that's on this side of your project, then you just put that there. That's going to represent the center of your iClone project. So you'll notice right now it's going to start going through the process of importing all that data. So now I can't use this because it's being utilized. And there's Camilla at the iClone Center. And this is probably the camera that got brought in. So let's move the origin point of this iClone to be like right here. And notice that the entire iClone project gets moved. We brought in 2 iClone cameras and we brought in the character. And really, everything that's happening inside of iClone right now is happening live inside of Unreal. If I were to go and manipulate her inside of iClone, well, notice how I'm gonna scroll in and out with this camera. Look, you can see the camera inside of Unreal moving in and out. So I'm controlling everything that I do inside of iClone happens in real time inside of Unreal. So I'm scrolling through the timeline, and you can see that as I scroll around, you know, all those things happen. So I'm just gonna put the loop option here, and I'm gonna hit play. And notice that if I select this camera here, this is what is coming through inside of Unreal, and this is what's happening in iClone. So the whole process is really, really very simple. Alright guys, well, hopefully that helps out, and if you have any comments, questions, suggestions, ideas, I don't know, whatever, you know, feel free to leave comments and I'll address them. And for now, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because you know, I haven't put out any videos in a while. Definitely haven't done any tutorials in quite a long time, and I'd like to be able to do this if this is the kind of stuff that you guys want to see. You know, I do have a little bit of time here and there, but you know, if there's no interest in this sort of thing, then I'm just not gonna do it. This channel is not really monetized, so I don't get anything out of it other than the free web hosting for my videos and my demos and stuff. So you want to see this channel grow, support it, do the subscribe, do the likes, all that bullshit, and visit toontitan.com, because I do sell animation stuff there, especially for 2D animators working with Cartoon Animator and Adobe. I keep wanting to say Flash, Adobe Animate. I'm such an old geezer. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon, and let me know how it goes.